everyone, I'm Zoe at the movies, and today I'm here with the beautiful Megan Nicole Dong. I'm so excited to talk to you, the executive producer and creator of CentaurWorld, which is the new animated series that's going to be on Netflix. It's adorable. I love the characters, and I'm so excited to talk to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. CentaurWorld is definitely super original. It's kind of about an outsider, I guess, trying to find herself in the big world, and she's bonded with others. And I understand that. I guess when you were younger, you almost felt kind of like Horse, how she is in her situation. So I guess, did you base yourself? I mean, not did you base Horse off of yourself in any way, if that makes sense?
A little bit, definitely. I mean, like the horse kind of became her own character as we were developing this, but yeah, like her journey definitely mirrors my own. Just kind of, I was in, I thought that I was supposed to study and study really hard and do really well in school and go, pursue something that was a more conventional career, and then I wound up in a show choir unexpectedly. And that whole experience changed me and really pushed me towards the arts. And I think that so I really relate to the character of Horse, and I hope that others do too.
For sure. And I mean, I'm so excited to continue watching the series and see kind of where this journey that Horse is going on with her friends takes her. And I think it's audiences will definitely be able to connect with her vulnerability. So I also want to ask, how was it, I guess, challenging at all to make Horse relatable for other audiences when they're watching to kind of connect with her?
Yeah, I mean, in the first place, she's not human, right? So she's a horse. So um, I think that making her relatable for sure was a challenge, and um, I think that like Kimiko Glenn, who portrays Horse, really brought so much character and heart to Horse, and but I do think that audiences will relate to her because of like her struggles the struggles that she goes through when she first arrives in CentaurWorld, and also um, just like the humor that Kimiko brought to the character, and also her, like Kimiko's got an amazing singing voice, and I think telling the story through songs really helped us bring the character to life.
Of course, I'm a music lover and I loved all of the songs in the series. So huge congratulations, also
Thank
like in
you.
general. And I know I definitely could like relate to Horse, and so could my mom, which I think is so cool. I mean, we're totally different
Awesome.
people, but we could both connect to the same character. And I would also want to know why you named her Horse and kind of chose her as the leading role.
Yeah. So Horse, I chose the name Horse because I felt like for her character and for her circumstances, just being in the middle of a war, and being so young, but having been a soldier for most of her young life, I felt like that was a thing that she would have done. It was she and Ryder wouldn't have, like messed around with names like just for convenience, because they're um, so efficient and so focused on that war that they're in. So that's part of the reason why her name is Horse.
I love it. I think that's so sweet. And yeah, I totally agree. Like, at the beginning we can really see that Horse is definitely like a very strong and I guess almost tough character. But as you keep on watching, you kind of discover that she's really sweet too, and she has like another side of her that you kind of get to discover while watching. And one of my favorite aspects of the show, I guess, is that you could kind of balance comedy and then like the action scenes and everything, like the musical road trip. I guess, was it kind of hard to combine so many things into like one series?
Absolutely. That was one of our biggest challenges, is that there were so many different things going on, so many different influences, and like the comedy, the action, some of the scarier elements too, and kind of finding that balance was certainly a challenge. And I think for us, we always prioritized Horse's emotional journey and her growth as a character, and kind of made sure that that was at the heart of everything. And that kind of served to guide us through, like, okay, how much of all of these things should we include? And we always and we also use the songs to kind of help us with the narrative as well, because we always wanted those songs to be reflective of the character's emotions and for them to always be narrative. So I think I think those things helped us kind of keep things cohesive make like it allowed us to make sense of it all.
Yeah, for sure. And how you said, I guess some of the scary elements too with every like, how was it? I guess making the difference between like the real, I guess, dark worlds, but then like the Centaur world, which is like super happy and bright and colorful with the little pancakes or kibble cakes. Is that what they're called?
Giggle cakes, yeah. um, we wanted everything to feel extremely distinct. So even like visually, like we ended up working with two completely different animation studios to work on both of those styles. So Horses World was animated by one studio that specializes more in action, and then CentaurWorld was animated by a studio that like really did well with a more cartoony, squashy, stretchy style. And that was very much a part of the storytelling too, is we wanted these to feel like two completely different shows that kind of, got put together in a blender. So that was, yeah, so making these two places feel really distinct was always really important for us.
Yeah, I think you nailed it though in the end. Like what I've seen so far, I've fallen in love with the series, and I also love that all the characters are like so different and like diverse. I mean, you got like a zebra with like the body of a horse sitting around there.
Right.
I love all the characters, and also so like touching on the animation now. I guess what other inspirations did you take to make this? Because the animation I loved it, and I also think I could definitely see this show definitely being like in Cartoon Network or something that like I would see like on television. You know.
Yeah, I drew from a lot of influences from animation and also just from other stuff that I like. So like we was inspired by like Muppets too, like a lot of like just Muppets and puppets were a huge inspiration for kind of like the way that the centaurs moved and looked. Um, and also like video games were kind of an influence as well, like Breath of the Wild and Zelda was kind of like a bit of an influence for like the horse and rider relationship and kind of what that world felt like. Um, and then like Disney musicals, of course, were a big influence as well. And shows like Craig's Girlfriend and Flight of the Conchords, like those are, live action musical shows like that were also an influence too. But we kind of just put everything that we liked into the show.
Yeah, for sure. I was just wondering because I mean, watching the show alone, it just looks so original. So I was wondering kind of what you took from other shows to create this new one. And I also understand that you have a background in musical theater. So how important was it for you to incorporate music and make songs for the series as well? I love them all. I would definitely like add them to my playlist or something.
Oh, thank you. Um, yeah, like because I love musical theater so much, and I wanted I wanted all of the songs to feel like they were just seamless parts of the narrative. Like I didn't want there just to be songs that were happening just for the sake of having songs. Like I wanted each song to kind of be a part of the story or tell up, like be reflective of the character's emotions, whether those were comedic songs or stuff that was, like more heartfelt and serious or scary moments. So I wanted them to be super incorporated into the story. So myself and my co-EP Dominic Bizignano wrote all of the songs. And so we were in the writer's room from the beginning. We were looking at the art. We were, in there with the writers as we were moving along through the story and writing the song. So I think the fact that we were there through so much of the process really helped us with the songwriting.
Awesome. Yeah, I love the songs. Once again, I already said that, but it's true.
Thank
And
you.
finally, to I guess wrap up everything, so I guess as the being the creator and executive producer, what message or like what did you kind of want to accomplish with this? Because I also understood that when you were showing this idea to your family and friends, I guess they didn't exactly understand or get it. And I know my mom too, when I first showed her this series or when she first saw it, she was a little confused. But when as soon as she started watching, like we could not stop, and there was so much, like great moments in the series itself. So I guess what once again did you kind of want, or what are your expectations with the series, and where do you want it to go?
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult thing to describe, but those are also, that kind of content is the stuff that I'm drawn to, stuff that is doesn't really fit into one box. I wanted to make something that felt like it was its own thing. And in terms of what I want people to take away from it, I mean, our core messages are really about learning that vulnerability is a strength and finding one's family. Um, and I think the other thing that I really want, I hope comes through, and I hope audiences get from it, was just how much joy was put into it. We really had so much fun making this show, and our cast and crew like put a lot of themselves into it, and we had a lot of fun, especially during, I know that part of this production we made in quarantine too. And I know that everyone's had such a a pretty trying year, you know, like coming out of all of this. And I hope that people experience some joy from watching it. We had a lot of fun making it.
Yeah, thank you so much for talking with me. Listen, as being an audience member and as well a new fan, I can definitely say that your message and what you wanted to accomplish was definitely there, and that I truly felt it while watching. Make sure to watch CentaurWorld on Netflix on July 30th, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.